Hello friends, welcome back to PlayStation News, hoping you are doing great, and here are 5 gaming stories that you need to know. Starting with the sad news that Sony has announced the closure of Concord developer and another studio. So over at the SIE blog, PlayStation CEO Herman Hulse gave an update on this move, saying, and I quote, "We consistently evaluate our games portfolio and status of our projects to ensure we're meeting near and long-term business priorities. As part of our ongoing efforts to strengthen SIE's studio business, we have had to make a difficult decision relating two of our studios, Neon Koi and Firewalk Studios. If you don't remember Neon Koi, it was a German-Finnish studio previously known as Savage Games Studios that Sony bought in 2022 to expand PlayStation Studios toward mobile. At one point they were led by Nicola Sebastiani, a former Apple executive that helped in the creation of Apple Arcade. He left late last year and that's when the studio rebranded itself to Neon Koi, and they were also working on a mobile action game that was a live service, but it's now cancelled. Despite the closure, Hulse said that mobile remains a priority growth area for them, but as they are in early stages, they need to focus on titles in line with PlayStation Studios that have the potential to reach more players. Now, as for Firewalk, the writing was on the wall after the failure of Concord last September. There's been many news about the game since then, from how much the game cost, some saying it was $200 million all the way up to $400 million. And there were other rumors saying that it might be coming back as a free-to-play, given that there were some updates to the Steam backend. But the reality is that Concord is not coming back. Now, despite that, Sony thinks that some aspects to the game were exceptional, and they remain committed to live services, as Hulse said on the blog, and I quote, "After much talk, we have determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. I want to thank all of Firewalk for their craftsmanship, creative spirit, and dedication. The PvP first-person shooter genre is a competitive space that's continuously evolving, and unfortunately we did not hit our targets with this title. We will take the lessons learned from Concord and continue to advance our live service capabilities to deliver future growth in this area." Now, Firewalk Studios said farewell with a lengthy tweet listing all of their achievements and thanking their fans. Needless to say, it's a sad ending for both studios and one of the dangers of the continued acquisition spree by gaming companies, with layoffs now reaching an insane 13,000 headcount in all of 2024. Here's hoping the best for everyone affected by these closures. Now, what do you think about Sony closing these two studios and the results of their projects? Sound off in the comments. Moving on, we have Bungie's Marathon game director Joe Ziegler, who gave an update on the game in a new video. He said that the studio is not ready to reveal gameplay on Marathon yet. After all, they said in 2023 that after announcing the game they would go dark until it was time to reveal gameplay. Despite that, the development of Marathon is said to be on track, but that is after a rumored delay from 2024 to 2025. Ziegler also talked about what they are working on, and he said that they are doing a lot of aggressive changes to the game and testing it with players. Environments are said to be coming together, while characters are not done, but they are constantly working on them, and enemy design is in very early states. And that's why he said that it's too early to show, but even then he shared some new art for the game, including 2 characters called runners. There's one for Thief and another for Stealth. The game is scheduled to launch for PS5, Xbox Series and PC, but we'll see what happens if it comes out in 2025. Now, do you think it will come out next year? Place your bets in the comments. We also have an update on PlayStation Stars, as it seems that the issues for the service are getting worse. So according to some users from the PlayStation Stars subreddit, they are having issues when claiming gains from the rewards section. Like when they are trying to use their points, they get either asked to pay for the game or they get redirected to a broken page. The issues are said to apply to different games, including Thank Goodness You're Here, Pacify, Gran Turismo 7, Worms Armageddon, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, besides some in-game coins for Destiny and Apex Legends. Now, regarding PSN created rewards, Sony has not said anything about it, and they are still unavailable for some users. Now, some of them have contacted Sony support and were told different things. There was one user that was told that this is a glitch, while there were other 2 that were said that this is an intentional removal and they will be replaced by something better. So who knows which one is the truth, but I think that Sony support usually doesn't have the best information, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with Sony rewards. Still, it's a shame that there are many issues every month for this service. Now, are you having issues with PlayStation Stars? Let me know in the comments. Next we have the new Dragon Age that is coming out tomorrow, and it has gotten some good reviews, even if there's some rumors that EA may be silencing the bad ones. Now, one of the things that people are split is the visual design for its world and characters, how they went for this fantastical look instead of the mature tone that the series is known for. And a funny thing here is that I didn't have a problem with the visual tone until I watched the Skill Up review, where it was said that the characters are looking like Prince Charming from Shrek, and now I can unsee that. Anyway, it seems that Mass Effect fans are now worried that the next game in the series may get the same treatment. Now, to that, BioWare director Michael Gamble said on Twitter that bringing a sci-fi RPG to life is different than other genres or IPs, and that has different kinds of love. And that regarding the tone questions, Mass Effect will maintain the mature tone of the original trilogy. He further explained that in a reply to another fan that was asking not to Pixar'd the next Mass Effect, that the game will be photorealistic as long as he is running it. We'll probably have to wait a long time to see what the next Mass Effect will look like, but what do you think about this direction for the game? Let me know in the comments. We also have a story on Indiana Jones and the PS5 port coming in spring next year. There's been some final previews for the game this week, and so far the impressions are very positive. Now, in an interview with IGN, Machine Games creative director Jens Anderson talked about the PS5 port and possibly supporting PS5 Pro. He said that they are obviously working on the PS5 version, and that by its core they are using a multi-platform engine, so there's no huge restructuring or anything like that needed, so it's going well. Sadly, about the PS5 Pro, he wasn't more specific. He only admitted that they haven't said anything about it yet. Now, we know Microsoft already supports PS5 Pro with Diablo 4, so my guess is Machine Games will also support PS5 Pro with Indiana Jones, but they likely won't talk about it until it's closer to that spring release next year. Now, are you looking forward to Indiana Jones? Will you play it on PC, Xbox, or wait for the PS5 version next year? Sound off in the comments. And there you go, that's all the news that I have for you today. Let me know what you guys think about any of them in the comments below. And remember that you can find all of the sources for these stories in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more PlayStation news videos like this. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.